Today's video is going to be about the SJ temperament, which is ISTJ, ISFJ, ESTJ, and ESFJ. Now I just want to put a little disclaimer in here. This video might not be for everyone. It's for SJs who may be struggling right now, who may be having a few problems. Sometimes when you're going through something, you need a little something else to kind of get you over the hump or to help you through, or maybe a different perspective so that you can change perspectives. This video is also for people who want to learn about the censor judger temperament. I think this is one of the more dominant Myers-Briggs personality type temperaments. And if you have the pleasure of getting to know one of them or you're close to one, you may experience a different side of them. They can be cooperative and respectful towards superiors. They're proactive in defining the roles that they are to play and what others are to play. They're very concrete, and you can hear that even in their lingo, even in the way that they speak. They like standard operating procedures, and they're prepared to take the responsibility of being really tough on those who are needed, especially the thinking types. They don't have patience for wasting time while they're working. Security is a big thing for them, and that's why we call them guardians, because they tend to look out for people. It just comes very naturally for them. They're very serious, especially when it comes to procedures, and they worry a lot, and they let others know that they're worried. Some of them can be quite vocal about their worries, and they don't mind expressing that to the people around them. Sometimes this can come on as quite temperamental, ranting about what's going on. They can become quite frustrated when things aren't going the way that they think they should. When the more extroverted SJs are in charge of a party or a social event, they can become so worked up by the procedures and what's fair and what they want to see and how they want to make sure that everybody has enough food. And so they can get carried away and caught up in the statistics and the details to the point where it starts to eliminate the fun of the event. So if they're caught up in rationing out every piece of food and you got two and you only got one, come back, you put that back type of things. So they have to kind of be aware of their propensity to do that, dial it back, and just trust that preparations are in place and that things are going to work out just fine. And if they have certain requests, then just make those requests known, but then step back and allow people to enjoy the event. Introverted SJs, on the other hand, can go into a space of deep complaining to people that they feel the closest to. In fact, they can become incessant. So they may complain about their burdens and their losses and all the things that they have to bear that are immobilizing them, and that they have too many obligations. And then it can turn into fears of their health, complaints of exhaustion. I've heard some SJs consider themselves to be hypochondriacs in some ways because they start worrying about their health and somatoforming and feeling like there's something wrong when it's not. They're just overly stressed. So that is a clue that they need to dial some things back. SJs feel very proud of being accountable, and they are strong in holding other people accountable as well. And they feel that you can count on them to fulfill their obligations, which is a really great thing. And they feel very shameful, even if they've imagined that they've been irresponsible. They can be quite generous. In fact, have you heard the phrase free-hearted? They will give you the shirt off their back. They're probably the most generous of all types. They're linear thinkers, and they like to follow the standards of the way that things have been set. So they're very sensitive to change, and they like conventional and traditional ways of doing things. They have both positive and negative ways of looking at things and their surroundings. And the person who invented the saying, everything that can go wrong will, was probably an SJ, and that's why they're guardians. They're always on the lookout and proactive and ready to take action and help in whatever situation can come up because they're life safekeepers. They keep us all very, very safe, which is awesome. I think in all the MBTI types, you're going to have less developed people and more developed people. You're going to have people who have been through a variety of struggles in life, and some people who had a great childhood and they don't have those same types of struggles. So there are a lot of things that shape and color who we are and make us tougher or nicer, stronger or weaker. That said, I want to come to the defense as an ENFJ for the SJ temperament, who are usually the guardians of the world. So right now I want to guardian you because I think sometimes when you get into difficult situations, and I'm really thinking in particular right now, like work situations that are unfair, I really have a lot of compassion for you because I think you can be taken advantage of because of your nature. You want to do things the right way, even if that's the hard way, even if that means going the long route to get things done in the most accurate way possible that's going to benefit everyone in the long run. If you are surrounded by a lot of people who don't have a similar work ethic and drive, that are just plain toxic, that don't have a good work ethic, they don't want to do their jobs, or they have some type of personality disorder that's getting in the way of them performing, it can be really tough on you because when those people don't finish their work, who has to do it for them? It's usually you because you're the reliable person in the group. Or you're trying to get the team to work together to do a good job and you're the only one doing it. People start to take advantage of your kindness. Sometimes people can get you to do their work for them because they're exhausted. And being a dutiful person, you may take that on. And unfortunately, that means that you're having to work later hours or you're taking a lot of work home. It's just not fair. Or you might find yourself in a less structured environment where there's a lot of chaos, a lot of changes. You understand how to make things happen, but you end up wasting a lot of time, especially if you're being led by someone who doesn't know what they're doing, but they insist on leading in a chaotic, all over the place fashion. You end up overworking, and much of your work is in vain. Part of the issue is you like doing things the right way, even if that's the long way or the hard route. You know that in the end it's going to be the best route, but I guess what concerns me about that is there are some work environments where that strategy is just never going to be effective. So you're going to hit brick wall after brick wall after brick wall. It's like if you're in this water that you're looking at and everybody's going one way in the swimming pool and you try to go the opposite way, look how much harder you're going to have to fight to push through that water. Everybody else is going the other way, so it's the easy route for them, dropping balls, not doing what they're supposed to. So it's too big of a fight for one person to take on everything by themselves. So you end up draining yourself, having disillusionment, lowering your self-esteem because things aren't going the way that you vision them. So you have to practice some flexibility. You have to also let some things fall, and that means letting some other people learn from their mistakes. Because you're so reliable in unhealthy situations, you could be taken advantage of big time. Practice that flexibility muscle, change directions, change plans, change tactics. Now you can sit and plan out what your new strategy is going to be. That's cool too, but doing the same thing over and over and it's not effective and it's not working, it's going to end up in the same result. So sometimes to protect yourself, you have to let some things go. You have to let go of that perfection, that following the rules at all costs when it's not an environment that's going to support that. you probably need a break anyway, and you might need to start looking for a different job that's going to be more conducive to your personality. Because remember, a lot of times it's the environment that makes us happy in a workplace. It's not necessarily the actual work. I hope you enjoyed learning about SJ World. And hey, do me a favor. Give me a thumbs up if this is the type of video that you would like to see more of. And please hit the subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching Tams PsychAdvice. Bye.